Make a whole lot of noise and give it up for Julia!
Tēnā koutou katoa, and thank you to that person who loves my boots. I love you too. So great to be here today. I want to start by saying congratulations to all of you for being chosen as young leaders to represent your school. I want you to put one hand up like this, and one hand up like this, and give yourself a massive hug. I'm going to speak to you today around the topic of mental health, about being kind to your mind, because we all have things that make us feel up and down with our emotions. We all have things that make us feel a little bit anxious, or as I like to call it, a bit wobbly. Something tough happened to me this morning. I've had this beautiful little Charlie the chicken has accompanied me all around the country, and I went today and I got him out of my suitcase, and R.I.P. Charlie. Everyone say, "Aww." Charlie's lost his head, so we've had to have a reincarnation, we've had to move on. Can I introduce to you, ladies and gentlemen, Charlie 2.0. So, reinvented. So when I need to get your attention, you're going to hear this. Ready? Yeah, Charlie is saying good morning. So, I was heading into school one day, and I was having one of those up and down emotional days. I put on this cool jacket which made me feel really confident, and my mood was high. It was kind of like a black, furry, fuzzy jacket, and I felt really cool in my fluffy jacket. And I walked across the playground, and then I walked past some years 7 and 8 kids playing basketball. Any year 7 and 8s here? So, they're pretty cool, yeah. They're a little bit intimidating, so my mood kind of went down where I felt a bit nervous walking past, thinking, I wonder what they're going to say. But as I walked past, one of them goes, "Hey, Julia, you look cool." And I was like, yeah. My mood went up. But then another one yells out, "Yeah, you look like a gorilla." Oh, mood went down. Things happen to us all. I want to start today by saying that having changes in our mood and feeling anxious and feeling wobbly is absolutely normal. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly normal. But we're going to talk a little bit about what's happening inside our body when we feel anxiety and some of the things that we can do about it. I want to start by seeing if you've ever experienced any symptoms of anxious feelings or anxiety. We're going to play a little game. Put a finger down. Put your hand up. And I'm going to ask you if you can relate to what I'm saying. I'll get you to put the finger down, okay? So put a finger down if you have ever got nervous getting up to do something and you found that your heart rate has gone up, your heart's beating a little faster, and you feel like you're a little baby bit out of breath. You might be heading up to sports feeling that. Cool. I can see some people with a finger down already. Excellent. Here we go. Put a finger down. If when you are a little bit under pressure, say you're getting up to give a presentation or you've been asked to come in and see somebody that makes you a bit nervous, you feel like you get kind of butterflies in your tummy. And you feel a little bit queasy and maybe feel a little bit sick. You might even, this is a bit too much information, you might even need to go to the bathroom a bit more often. Sorry, but that might be you. I can see some people going, honestly, I get a bit like that. Put a finger down if you ever find that you have mood swings for no reason. You're feeling great, you feel glad, then you're mad, then you're bad, then you're sad, all over the place. I can see some people nudging their friends going, yep, that's you. Amazing. Right, here we go. Number 4. Put a finger down. Yes. You have ever been really tired, but you've struggled to get to sleep. Yeah, I can see a lot of things going now. Absolutely. We call this tired, but wired. It's when we're really tired in our body, but our brain is still active. When you're watching Netflix and you get really sleepy and you're like, oh, I'm so tired, I'm so tired. And then the minute you shut your eyes, your brain goes, how many penguins in Antarctica? Or something silly like that. All right, a lot of people finger down. The last one, put a finger down if you've ever had to do a test or get online and do something and you were really well prepared, but but when you started or you stood up, you got a complete brain blank. All the information just disappeared. Now your brain, have a look around, we can see some people. Awesome. All right. Now, Charlie would like to tell you that there's a really good reason for that. And this is what I call stressed out brains are offline brains. When we get under pressure, our brains struggle to do problem solving. So when people ask us, how are you in regards to our mental health, it can be really hard to think of the words to say. So I've created some words called grabbable words, which are easier to use when it comes to talking about our feelings and emotions. Can I get you to grab your notebook out and turn to the page? You'll find a page with 4 posters that look like what you can see on the screen. Can you hold it up when you've got it? Because I can see. Amazing. These are for you to take away, to put on your fridge, to share with your whānau, to share with your schoolmates when you get home. And the first one is that stressed out brains are offline brains. Now let's see if the people down here are listening. Stressed out brains are what? Offline. Amazing. All right, people up on the balcony. Stressed out brains are what? Amazing. So we can find it difficult to come up with the words to say. So I've got mental health language that's a whole lot easier to remember, and I'm going to be talking about grabbable words today. Now first I would actually like to have a check-in with you. This is a big day. We've got a big room. There's a lot of noise, a lot of people. Some of you may have already had some wobbly moments coming into the venue today. So I actually want you to have a little look and see which chihuahua are you today. Have a look for it or have a chat. We love you guys. Amazing people to have around. Okay, are we going to be honest here? Any number 2s who are kind of seriously going, I don't actually know why my teacher chose me, but I'm here anyway, and I get a day off school, so that's a bonus, right? Okay, number 3. Who's had a number 3 moment already today? Love it. If the person next to you made you feel a bit like that, please don't nudge them because it's only going to make it worse. All right. Can we be honest? Any number 4? Anyone feel a bit like that sometimes? Maybe not today. A little bit concerned with this is April. Right. Number 5, I reckon. 4:30 today, that's going to be all of us sleeping, maybe a little bit of dribble coming out of our mouths, I don't know. But underneath it all, we are all number 6. Everyone say fabulous. We've already drawn attention to my fabulous friends. I enjoy that. I have had the privilege of doing some fabulous things in my job. I have had the privilege of travelling around the world. I've sung and spoken on stages in New Zealand and around the globe. I have got to share with people about their mental health. I've won a New Zealand Music Award. I've won a couple of speaking awards. I have recently finished my first book and I'm launching a podcast. I love doing that stuff, but I deal with anxiety. I have a diagnosis of anxiety and depression. So when I talk about the wobbly point and when I talk about dealing with anxiety, this is not just an idea, this is something I deal with every day. If you deal with anxiety through some time in your life, you know what? It's not going to stop you. You can do amazing things. So I have had to get up every morning and sometimes I have to deal with what I call my wobbly point. Now the wobbly point is where inside my emotions, I just feel like something's not quite right. Now the thing I love about the language of the wobbly point, the grabbable words, the wobbly point, is it's easy to say. It's quite hard to talk about our emotions. But if you could just say to someone in the morning, you know, how you feeling? You know what? I'm just feeling a little bit wobbly. I don't know what's wrong. I don't need to tell you all my secrets. I don't need to give you all the information. I just need to let you know that something's not quite right. And if you can't even say the word, just enter the room like this. Ready? You will let them know soon enough. Awesome. When we feel anxiety, our body has one of 4 really normal stress responses. I want to introduce them, but while I do, I want you to see if any of these are something that you have experienced or felt before. So look for some that you might identify with. The first stress response when we have a wobbly point or a wobbly day is fight response. This is where we feel under pressure and we might feel aggressive, we might feel angry, we might want to run around and really get moving. But this is also a really positive response. Are there any peer mediators or people who have a role like that in the room today? This is the feeling you get when you walk into the playground and you see another little kid getting bullied and you go like, no way, that's not happening on my watch. This is an emotion and a stress response. It makes us feel really brave. So it can be a good one, but it also has a lot of energy attached to it. The second response, one of my favourites, is the flight response. This guy just saw KFC, he's out of there. Your flight response. Charlie knows a lot about this one. What do you reckon, Charlie? Yeah, he knows a lot about that one. Flight response means that you want to get out of there as fast as you can. Maybe someone said, can you come and teacher, come and see me in my office, and you're just like, can I get out of this situation? What we want to do is escape. And sometimes it's the best thing to do to get out of that situation as well. So some of you might have felt that experience of just wanting to run away. The next response we have is called freeze response. This is where we forget everything. We don't know what to say, we don't know what to do, and we literally just freeze. Is anyone going to admit that they've felt that before? Yeah. This is a really normal stress response. It's really normal and it's really okay. But in the moment it can be really awful to deal with because someone might be asking us questions and we're like, I don't even know. It's actually okay to feel that way. They're really normal. The next one is called fawn response, and this is where we just kind of go like, I'm so cute. Please don't hurt me. I'm actually being cute, and it's a normal response as well. So the best way to feel these emotions is to feel them in person. I'm going to ask you to come on a ride with me, and we're going to feel some of these feelings. You might feel a little bit wobbly. You ready? When they come up in your body. And the first one is this. It's one of your grabbable words, and it's to get yourself a jelly buddy. Now, what's a jelly buddy? I've even got some little jelly buddy cards that I get people to give out to a trusted adult in their world. A jelly buddy is a person that you sit down with on your good days, and you agree that they can be there for you on your wobbly days. Because on the wobbly day, it's really too late to have the conversation. So finding a trusted adult or one or two people in your world and saying, if I'm feeling wobbly, can I talk to you? And if you notice that I'm not my usual self, I give you permission to talk to me and to step into my world and have that discussion. So that's the first one. The second one, there's a couple of really practical things we can do. The second one is to breathe it out. Resetting our breathing is a great way to reset our emotions. And this one is called, I call it baby breathing, but when you're a little kid, sometimes when you cry, you get that thing where you go, you can't stop sobbing. It's actually a really good breathing reset. So listen carefully. We're going to breathe in twice through our nose, like this. And then we're going to breathe out through our mouth. You ready? Can you do that with me? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in twice. And breathe out. Oh, feel so calm. The next thing we can do is shake it off. Animals in the savannah get chased around by lions and tigers, and they don't really have a chance to go and go to therapy or something. So what they do is they find a safe place and they shake off all that emotion and feeling. If you're at school and you're feeling anxious or wobbly, a great idea is to have an agreement with your teacher and say, could I go out? Could I just take a small brain break? Could I run around the field or go and shoot some hoops or just do something for a short period of time? Move your body to get rid of all those stress emotions. So we're going to do what I'm going to call the wobbly wave. We're going to shake out those feelings like that, and it's going to go like this. We're going to go a Mexican wave of shaking. It's going to go across here, and then it's going to go up to the top, and it's going to go across all the way to there. Okay, do you reckon you can do this? I think we're going to do a great job. Okay, are we ready? Over here, 3, 2, 1, wobble! Through the middle, right. Oh, amazing. We're going to go backwards, but this time you're going to yell when you wobble, because I reckon you know why not. Hey, last one. You ready? 3, 2, 1, wobble! As young leaders, there's some things in our world that when we're little, our parents look after. Like what we eat, what time we go to bed and all that sort of stuff. And as we get older, it's a good idea to start to take some responsibility for yourself, for self-care. Because if you can do some small things now, you're going to set yourself up for success later on. This is our last favorite word, and I call this 1 degree of change. 1 degree of change means making small changes that build up in the right direction to give you really great mental health practices by the time you're my age. A little bit at a time. One of them is the food. What are we feeding into our body? Thinking carefully about how we're fueling our body to make us smart, to make us able to move our bodies and get them doing what they need to do. The second one is around fitness. Who loves their sport? I've seen a bunch of people already today. Move your bodies, get them out there. Get on the field, get on the courts, get out there and play those games. They're amazing. The next one is fun. These are the things that make us come alive. The stuff you love to do. It's good to do what we have to do and what we need to do, but it's so important that we also do some things that we want to do. Find some stuff that you enjoy doing. I call this things that make you go, Things that make you go, Stuff that makes you come alive, things that are kind of like your hobbies, get them in your diary and do them. And finally on there, whānau. Have people around you. They can be your jelly buddies, they can be your support system. You need people to help you in your journey. And my challenge to you today is going to be this. What's your 1 degree of change? What are you going to take away from here today to become part of your mental health practice so that as young leaders you can step forward? One of the challenges of being a leader is we often feel like we have to have it all together. We can't admit that we're wobbly, we can't admit that we're dealing with anxiety or anything like that because we're sort of being told to be a role model. I want to challenge that today and say if you're feeling wobbly, just do this. Be honest. Just be honest. I'm a leader and I have my wobbly days. One day I was at school and I was walking through the playground and this beautiful little kid came up to me. He was about 5 or 6 and he looked up and I'd been having a really wobbly day. I had some difficult things happening at home in my home life that were making me really sad and I did not feel good at all. And he said to me, are you okay? And everything inside me wanted to say, yeah, I'm fine. Because I thought, well, I need to sort of hold it together because I'm the leader. And I thought, no, I need to practice what I preach. So I looked at this little kid and I said, I'll be honest with you, mate, I'm feeling a bit wobbly. And he looks up and he goes, you know what you need to do? You need to call your jelly buddy. And I thought, yes, out of the mouths of a young person telling me to do the right thing. I want to encourage you today, kia kaha, kia maya, kia mana wanui. When it comes to looking after your mind and being kind to the mind of yourself and others, be strong, be steadfast, be willing. Thank you.